My name is Keith Edwards, Republican candidate for Taney County Sheriff. I graduated from Bradleyville. I'm a United States Air Force veteran. I worship at Hercules Church in Bradleyville. I've been in law enforcement 26 years, 25 years with the Taney County Sheriff's Office. I've been a sergeant shift supervisor for 19 years. The decisions I make impact the safety and well-being of public and other deputies and the liability of the Sheriff's Office. I have supervised night shift for the past 11 years. In 2001, the Sheriff tasked me with establishing a SWAT team, otherwise known as the Taney County Sheriff's Response Team. As SWAT team leader for 12 years, I organized and supervised the training and deployment of the team. I worked with a multi-jurisdictional drug task force known as Common to serve their warrants in our county. I led the team until I stepped aside in 2013 to spend more time with my family. After the 9/11 tragedy, there were grants for setting up regional hazmat teams. The Sheriff's Office, Taney County Ambulance, Western Taney County Fire, Branson, Springfield, and Joplin police departments come together, put together this team. I was liaison officer for the Sheriff's Office. My duties included budgeting, ordering, equipment, and training to deal with biological and chemical threats. Prior to 2016, I assisted with the Neighborhood Watch program. I was firearms instructor for the Sheriff's Office from 2001 to 2016 for handguns, shotguns, tactical rifles, and less lethal munitions. I have goals, and I've laid out an 8-point plan for the county. There's a drug problem infesting our county like a cancer. This is the main reason our calls for service continue to escalate. We have to take a stand now, and by God's grace, we can turn this trend around. There are aggressive ways to rid the county of some of these problems. We can seize properties with frequent drug and criminal activity. This has been proven to work in Missouri. Communities interested in stopping crime. This is not for every situation, but for real problem cases. In the end, it benefits our schools and law enforcement. Let the criminals reimburse society for the damage they've caused. I plan to add a canine unit. Patrol dogs are a great tool. We're constantly asking to use other agencies' canines. It can take an hour or longer to get them on scene. Time is critical when there's a lost child, elderly person, individual threatening to harm others, or someone trying to evade the law. There are grants and other resources available to offset much of the cost of a canine. COVID-19 has and will continue to impact budgets. We've lost a good portion of sales tax revenue with the impact of tourism already. Elected officials have been asked to trim budgets and not spend everything commissions already approved, not to spend unless it's absolutely necessary. After the primary election, I would like to start looking at the budget for ways to reasonably cinch down spending. I'd like to plan for the worst case scenario and optimistic return for funding levels. As your sheriff, I will treat the position with honor, never forgetting I am a public servant. I am so tired of hearing people say, "That's just the time we live in," or "That's just the way things are." I refuse to accept the drug problem is just going to get worse. I feel like a sheriff, I could bring to the office a new perspective on how to address the drug problem and criminal activity in Taney County. I plan to start something here that could spread across the country. I know from being a supervisor for the last 19 years, we have employees blessed with skills and talents we should be using to better protect and serve the residents of Taney County. I will do everything in my power to obtain resources, training, and funds to accomplish our goals. I understand a lot of you may have personal relationships with other candidates for sheriff. I do too. I consider these guys friends and brothers in law enforcement. I will use them in select positions and offer them duties to put their skills and talents to work. You're going to hear how long they've been in law enforcement. You need to ask what positions they've held and how long they held them. I ask you to consider carefully to choose the best qualified to be your next sheriff. Again, my name is Keith Edwards. I appreciate your support and vote on August 4th. Take a look at my webpage or Facebook page to read my 8-point plan for the county. Keith Edwards for TaneyCountySheriff.com or on Facebook, Keith Edwards for Taney County Sheriff. Thank you for your time and consideration.